Now in his book, Jack Judith Halberstam talks about femininity and misogyny and masculinity, and I want to share a quote of his with all of you. And the quote is, "The drag king demonstrates through her own masculinity and through the theatricalization of masculinity that there are no essential links between misogyny and masculinity. Rather, masculinity seems bound to misogyny structurally in the context of patriarchy and male privilege." Things that make you go, Can I get an amen? Amen. Can I get an a woman? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, we each have something uniquely beautiful to share with each other and with our own selves. Through my workshops, I have created proud children and adults who have the courage to express their multiple genders. Here are some of my workshop students. Next. That's us chilling in drag. See, I believe we are guided by the strength of our cross-dressing, multi- and free-spirited and transgender fellow beings. That we are transgender, transcending gender. It's the name of a future show of mine, so stay tuned. Now look the meaning of the word trance, T-R-A-N-C-E, and it says, to be in a trance, one is in a state of complete mental absorption or deep musing, and also an unconscious or hypnotic condition. I don't know how it is for you, but for me, my gender expression has a power of its own, and I need to honor it. It just needs to be expressed through me. Does anyone here feel the same way about their gender expression? I'm approaching 40 in June. I'm very excited about that. By the way, you're all invited to my birthday party. My card is in each and every one of the gift bags, so please email me if you'd like to come. Gender has always been a profound subject throughout history. From two-spirited and multi-gendered people being honored as the medicine people, chiefs and healers of Native American and African tribes, to gender benders in Shakespearean plays, to participants of even Haitian voodoo ceremonies being taken over by gods or goddesses of the opposite sex. I will show you some examples of our multi-gendered fellow beings, those who have gone and those who are still with us. In Haiti, the ritual of voodoo is practiced by many. I have read about voodoo and have seen videos on it, and have attended some live spiritual ceremonies on it. What it is a rich experience through nature, music, art, and food of the divine, of your ancestors and angels that guide and protect you. Now, during voodoo, the person will channel a spirit, also called a loi, of their opposite gender. So, for instance, if a man is possessed by a female loi, he will take on the dress and attributes of that female loi. And the woman will take on the dress and attributes of a male loi that channels through her. And I realized as I'm learning all about this, about my Haitian ancestry, that is how I feel when I am performing, when I'm expressing however way I wish to express myself in any given moment. One of the voodoo gods of Haiti is called Baron Samedi. Here's another image of my portrayal of Baron Samedi. Now, Baron Samedi, what I found out about him is that he's considered a loi or spirit of those that have passed away. He is a sexual spirit, frequently represented by phallic symbols, and is noted for disruption, obscenity, and debauchery. Additionally, he is the spirit of sex and resurrection. And in the latter capacity, he is often called upon for healing by those near or approaching death. As it is said that only Baron Samedi who can accept an individual into the realm of the dead. I also found out that Baron Samedi can also be depicted as a figure that crosses traditional gender boundaries, either through cross-dressing or exhibiting bisexuality. He is notorious for his outrageous behavior, swearing continuously and making filthy jokes to the other spirits. 2. And then there are the Hijras. In India, the Hijras have a 2,500-year-old history. Known contemporarily as a third gender class, Hijra translates as hermaphrodite or eunuch, or sacred erotic female man. The Hijras in the culture of South Asia are physiological males who adopt feminine gender identity, women's clothing, and other feminine gender roles. They include intersex people, assigned both as male and or female, but also attract to the community a wide range of transvestites, and sometimes homosexual prostitutes and religious devotees of the mother goddess, Bahuchara Mata. 3. A shaman is a medicine woman or man. In some Native American societies, shamans exhibit a two-spirit identity, assuming the dress and attributes of the opposite sex from a young age. This may include a man taking on the role of a wife in an otherwise ordinary marriage. Such two-spirit shamans are thought to be especially powerful and often respected as saints. They are highly respected and sought out in their tribes as they will bring high status to their mates, like the Berdache, the image we're looking at now. A Berdache is a man who adopts the dress and social roles traditionally assigned to women. One of the most humane and enlightened approaches was observed in the 1930s among the Native American Navajo people. The Navajo recognized 3 physical categories: male, female, and hermaphrodite or natal. Natals have a special status, specific tasks, and clothing styles, and were often consulted for their wisdom and skills like the shamans. 4. In Hinduism, there is Shiva. This god is in one of his popular forms is still worshipped as an Ardhanarishwara, for example, half man and half woman form. Shiva's symbol, which today is known as Shiva Linga, actually comprises of a combination of the yoni, also known as a vagina, and a linga, also known as a phallus. The third genders have been ascribed spiritual powers by most indigenous societies. 5. Now is here the Egyptian Akhenaten, who was an ancient, who had a form that was indeed quite feminine. A physician from Yale University believes that the feminine form was due to genetic mutation, whereby the pharaoh's body converted more male hormones to female hormones than needed. Despite fathering many children, Akhenaten had wide hips and breasts. 6. Last and certainly not least are the Jirawal. The Jirawal is an annual courtship ritual competition among the Wadabe Fula people of Nigeria. These heterosexual young men dress in ornamentation including elaborate makeup, feathers, and other adornments, and perform the yake, which are dances and songs to impress marriageable women. Wadabe clans then join for the remainder of the week-long Jirawal, a series of barters over marriage and contests where the young men's beauty and skills are judged by young women. In this contest, the most beautiful man gets his wife. So being transgendered, however you may define or experience it, is an ancient way of being. But the way we uniquely do express ourselves is new, for no one else is like you. If you don't express your unique self, it will be lost forever. Realize the power of that statement, how powerful each and every one of you are. No one has ever been born like you, and no one will ever be born like you. So be you and have fun, for you are truly worthy. Remember, you are born with the power to be true to you. Speaking of self-empowerment, I'm going to share a quote with you from Deepak Chopra, a spiritual teacher. Deepak shares in his book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. When you feel frustrated or upset by a person or situation, remember you are not reacting to the person or the situation, but to your feelings about the person or the situation. These are your feelings, and your feelings are not someone else's fault. When you recognize and understand this completely, you are ready to take responsibility for how you feel and to change it. And if you can accept things as they are, you are ready to take responsibility for your situation and for all the events you see as problems. I say, if you don't trust and love yourself, others will enslave you. It is time for a new rebellion, a new revolution. For we have a right to be here. It is our divine inheritance to express ourselves the way we choose to. And if I didn't believe in myself, all of who I am, if I had continued to give power to my past experiences of being molested, bullied, suicidal, homeless, abused in every way, forcibly arrested and imprisoned, put in a mental institution against my will. If I listened to people who thought I was crazy for letting drag kings inspire me to start my educating and entertaining career, I wouldn't be where I am today, which is loving myself and sharing the world with it. I read that RuPaul said, we are all born naked and everything else is drag.